Hi, I'm Jason Bergquist. I'm the owner and founder of retirementofyourdreams.com. Today, I'll be discussing part two of my three-part video series on how to set up money goals to create the retirement of your dreams. Specifically, this video is for you if you're 59 and a half in that age group, because everybody's retirement goals differ depending on age and of work scenario, of course. I'll use 59 and a half because many financial options become available to you at this age. For example, no more 10% penalty comes into play on any funds you utilize that have never been taxed. Now you're eligible to avoid this 10% penalty. Plus, most 59 and a half year olds have access to employer plans like 401ks or TSPs, whether they continue working or not, through what we call an in-service distribution. Remember that phrase and check with your employer to find out if they offer an in-service distribution because you're now 59 and a half. This video will guide you on what types of money goals you should set up to create the retirement of your dreams. We'll cover 1. Stepping stones to retirement bliss, building a fulfilling future through 1 to 3 year goals. 2. Charting your transition, navigating 3 to 5 year goals before retirement. 3. Embracing the journey, crafting 5 to 10 year goals, navigating the go-go years, and embracing retirement living. Last but not least, number 4, envisioning tomorrow, from 10 plus year goals to retirement of your dreams. Let me introduce myself if we still haven't met. I'm Jason Bergquist. I joined this business to help people create the retirement of their dreams. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I got started clear back in 2000, so I've seen a lot of the ups and downs of the markets. My whole goal is to help educate people, help them understand how to set up the retirement of their dreams and bring hope back into their lives. I realized this was my calling back in 2010 when I was going through a divorce. And at that time, I was at a financial low. And I realized that I wasn't practicing what I preached. I've been teaching these financial concepts to people for over 10 years, but I wasn't implementing all of them in my own life. So I committed to practicing what I preached and become an independent financial professional and a certified financial fiduciary. This experience allowed me to always do what's in the best interest of my clients and be held to that standard. Now I have a team of experts helping me figure out all of the best options that are out there to empower you to create the retirement of your dreams. Again, I'm going to cover part 2 of 3, how to set your money goals to create the retirement of your dreams. We'll be discussing the goals to set right now and throughout the rest of your life. So let's jump into it. Number 1, stepping stones to retirement bliss, building a fulfilling future through 1 to 3 year goals. For example, I met with a client yesterday who is retiring from the fire department and is debating his options right now on what he could do today versus if he worked a few more years. He told me that if he worked 3 more years and gets to his 25 years of service at the fire department, he'll get all sorts of extra benefits. But what's the plan if he leaves within the next year and doesn't go for another 3 years? What do we need to do to implement today? And that's what our conversation just was about. If I retire now versus 3 years, if I get a good offer now, do I want to take it? I recommended that he make a few phone calls and double check on a couple of things, like how he contributes to his 401k. In other words, are we getting the full match and not putting in extra, where we are putting in more money that will be taxable to us in the future? So that 1 to 3 year goal is figuring out the details of what needs to happen right now, what you should be doing, and what you should have been doing in the past to reach your retirement goals. This is where talking to us comes into play. Many people need to learn the right questions to ask. I recommend finding out how much is the right amount to contribute to your employer's plan. Like, what are they matching? Therefore, are you putting exactly what you need to get the full match? You want to get as much free money as possible, right? But if you're putting in more than they're matching, is there a better place for those funds? Did you know, like my client at the fire department, that the HSA is 100% tax-free? If you're going to put money into any funds for your future, don't you want them to be 100% tax-free? especially if you believe taxes are going up in the future. You can pay taxes now or pay even more taxes in the future if you keep deferring those. So it'd be best to find out your options, whether your company offers a Roth version of their employer plan, what that match is, how to get the full match, and what other plans your company offers, like an HSA, where you could get 100% tax-free money today and in the future. We'll talk more about that later. Okay, number 2, charting your transition, navigating 3 to 5 year goals before retirement. This is where we'll probably do the bulk of the planning because this is the most crucial time. When you're within 5 years of retirement, after all, this is when you want to ensure you're not being overly aggressive. Because if we're going to start utilizing your funds within the next 3 to 5 years, you want to avoid taking any hit if the market crashes, as we've seen numerous times in these last few years. Often this 3 to 5 year time frame is the transition out of full-time work and into actual retirement. This usually comes down to one of 2 scenarios. Scenario 1, the only way you can retire is take that lump sum from your employer plan. For example, when you turn your 401k into an immediate income source because you need the funds when your paycheck stops. And we can set that up. We can do it so that you leave work and replace at least a portion of your salary immediately. Now, this will depend on what you've saved, so we can determine how much of your salary we can replace. Scenario 2, you have way more options. For example, you don't necessarily need to replace your income immediately. Or maybe you and your spouse both work, so there are 2 incomes. Maybe only one person is retiring at the moment. Or you have various savings or other accounts that you've been able to save and put money into. So you're not necessarily replacing an income immediately when you retire. We need to figure out what you will have at 60 versus 62 versus 65 versus 70 and so on, or whatever that case may be. To conclude, the 3 to 5 year goal represents your transition from full-time work into retirement, whether 1 or 2 people are working, or you're working part-time, or no one's working at all. And lastly, you should have specific dates on when you'll turn on your Social Security and utilize any pensions. Most of the time, you can only start your pension once you leave work. Some can't start until they're 65. Others can make that last longer and earn more. This is when you have some actual dates in place. Of course, these are still able to change in the future. We're just putting some dates in place in case, or ideas. We don't necessarily have to turn on those income streams or start Social Security at certain ages, but you'll have some ideas on when you want to start those dates. Make most of your financial situation and your options, if you need them, at different times due to unforeseen circumstances. But at least we have a plan in place and you know your options, whether it's immediately or we can push some of those until we're 70 and get the maximum amount of benefit. Or maybe you know right now that you plan on working at your job until you're 68 because of some of the benefits that they offer. But we have some dates in place at this stage of the game. Number 3, embracing the journey, crafting 5 to 10 year goals, navigating the go-go years, and embracing retirement living. And now when we reach our 5 to 10 year goals, this is the fun one. This is what we call the go-go years. This is when we're traveling. This is when we spend time with our families or doing the things that are on our bucket list. So whether you're working or not, whether you've transitioned out of work or not, but you're at a stage where you can enjoy your retirement. You're young enough to act and do the things you want to, still have enough energy to go on those cruises, right? You're able to go on those excursions and enjoy your retirement. This is the most fun time. And I'm seeing this right now. My parents, they've been on, I don't know, 7 or 8 cruises in the last 5 years. They've talked to each of us kids. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. And they've asked, who has vacation time coming up? Who can go on this trip with us? And they pick whoever can go on a cruise or a like vacation and schedule it around them so they can enjoy time with their family and vacationing. Or they've spent time at everybody's house across the country, sometimes for weeks at a time. Since we're spread out all over the United States, they'll pick somebody's house and go there for a while and get a chance to get to know them better and spend time with their kids and their grandkids. My parents have a very special relationship with all of their grandkids because they get a chance and have the time to spend with them. Sometimes they turn Christmas into 3 weeks at some family member's house, but this is their go-go time in retirement. Take another client of mine, Pam. As soon as she retired, she planned her lifelong favorite trip. She set up a time to go to Hawaii. She'd never been. She had always wanted to, and she got to go. She planned a couple of other girls' trips where she could go and spend time with her friends and her sisters and do many things that she hadn't had the time to do when she was working full-time and raising a family at the same time. And then the last scenario, which sometimes come into play, is that your family's needs determine your goals and or schedule. Pam got to go on her dream vacation and a couple others. But over these last couple of years, she's had some situations in her family with her kids and grandkids where she needs to be home. She needs to help out. She needs to take care of them. She even needs to help raise some of her grandkids, help them get to school. And basically, she told us that she was so excited that she could do that because she didn't have a job. She didn't have some place that she had to be. And the money was still coming in, whether she was traveling or staying home with her kids and her grandkids. So enjoy these go-go years where time and energy are on your side to do the things that you want to do and or must do. Okay, 4, envisioning tomorrow from 10 plus year goals to the retirement of your dreams. Knowing your 10-year goals is the most important. When I'm talking to my clients about their goals, I start with the end of life scenario and work my way backwards from there. It would be best to have these things in place for the end of life scenario. And I know it's only sometimes fun to talk about, but at this stage in retirement, you spent 5 to 10 years playing, traveling, experiencing the world, and doing all of those things that are on your bucket list. Now you're entering those slow go or even no go years. Your health issues start to come into play. You don't have the energy anymore to golf or go on airplane flights or drive across the country, or you don't enjoy the cruise anymore because of your physical or mental limitations. I'm experiencing this right now watching my in-laws. My father-in-law, who is 81 years old, started having dementia, Alzheimer's issues over the past 2 years. Before that, my in-laws went to Egypt and New Zealand, just to name a few, and they got to experience many different things all across the world. And now we're making all the plans about what we can do at home, such as how do we take care of them in their home? How do we determine when it's too much for my mother-in-law to care for my father-in-law? And so on. Having these 10-year goals ahead of time is super important. We've done the work by implementing our goals on our 1, 3, 5, and 10-year goal timeframe. Now we're reaping the benefits and the rewards of having those things in place. You'll know exactly when and how to take each step. And we are still determining when those things will play out. For instance, we're planning 3, 5, or 6 years before my father-in-law must be in a retirement home. Maybe it ends up being 6 months from now. But we have a plan set up in place. Whatever that looks like, we can cover those needs when they come. To recap what we covered today in part 2 of 3, how to set up money goals to create the retirement of your dreams, including 1, stepping stones to retirement bliss, building a fulfilling future through 1 to 3 year goals, charting your transition, navigating 3 to 5 year goals before retirement. 3, embracing the journey, crafting 5 to 10 year goals, navigating the go-go years, embracing retirement living. 4, envisioning tomorrow, that future, from 10 plus years on. And those goals are going to help you achieve the retirement of your dreams. So now that you know what your goals need to do and what we need to do to set them up for retirement, that's why it's essential to have your 1 to 3 year goals and things you're doing right now, what we're implementing right now. Why we're looking at those 3 to 5 year goals, usually that transition point out of full-time work and into part-time or full-time retirement. Ultimately setting up the goals at whatever that 5 to 10 year time frame looks like on your go-go years. When you're doing everything, you're hitting everything you want to do, you're checking things off your bucket list, precisely what we thought our retirement looked like, right? You may only have a few years to be able to do that. Golfing, whenever or whatever the case may be. And then of course, that 10 plus years, ensuring we have the details in place for whatever scenario usually comes up. The health related problems that tend to happen as we get older. So now that we've been through all of those scenarios, many people are still trying to figure out exactly what it looks like for them. So this is an excellent time to invite you to request the free Retirement of Your Dreams call to learn more about clicking here. We can help walk you through these steps and help you think through them. We've done this thousands of times with many, many people. So we can help you with your money goals too. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Please tune in next week where I'll share exactly how to extract the most significant benefits from your money goals. In the meantime, watch my free video to discover my 9-step retirement of your dreams blueprint by clicking here. Thank you for considering Retirement of Your Dreams as your partner on your financial journey. What is your biggest takeaway from this week's video? Please scroll down and let me know in the comment section below. I'm committed to empowering you to achieve the retirement of your dreams. I'm Jason Bergquist. I look forward to talking with you. Have a great day.